Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Mr. Joe Edwards. Take two. We're talking about the goalkeepers. It's Tuesday. Interesting. I guess both futures slightly unclear as we speak in Rui Patricio and John Ruddy. Let's talk about Wolves' number 1 or Wolves' number 11.
Yes.
So to speak. Rui Patricio. Talk of Roma. Talk about Jose Mourinho. Have you heard of him? That guy.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Wanting him as his main transfer target this season. Can you see a deal? Can you see Rui Patricio in goal for Wolverhampton Wanderers at Molineux next season, or do you think he could have played his last game? I know he's putting you on the spot, it's very difficult and things can change a lot, but there's obviously interest there. What do you think the situation is as it stands?
I think there's potential that he could leave. Just looking at it, he's entering the final year of his contract. Wolves would want to get maybe some money back for him. Of course, they ended up paying about 15 million, didn't they, at Tribunal? So
they'd want a decent chunk of that back. I thought 8 to 10 or something like that.
I wouldn't be shocked to see him leave. I wouldn't be shocked to see him stay either. But I think that you've got to be open to it. In terms of the season that he had last year, obviously pretty much played every game. John Ruddy played once in the league at Everton late on, but he did well. He had some good games. I don't think he had a bad season. I don't think he had an excellent season either. He just had a pretty steady campaign, I think. With Patricio, he does things a little bit differently to the conventional English goalkeeper per se. I think a lot of people have noticed that he doesn't come off his line all that much. He tends to stick on his line. He's more of a reflex shot stopper than somebody with amazing distribution, although that has improved over the years. He's a good pair of hands. He's obviously won, the Euros and been a very steady keeper here at Wolves. But in terms of the season that he had, fine. I don't think there was anything wrong with him, and I'd be happy to see him stay at the club. But at the same time, I don't think he had a world beater of the season either.
Judging by what you're saying, Joe, and your kind of thoughts there. And by the way, sorry it's a bit noisy. There's a lot of work going on the pitch, but we thought we'd come aside because it's quite a hot day as well, and I'm sure you can hear us. So don't complain too much about the noise. We're going inside in a bit for later on in the week. I guess what you're kind of saying is like, great if he's staying, but if he's not, I'm not too disappointed as long as they get someone else who's going to be really good in between the sticks, maybe a younger version of Rui Patricio.
Yeah, I don't think he's irreplaceable. And football is obviously a ever-evolving game, and players come and go. But I'd be happy to see him stay. I think he's been a great servant. I think he's had some amazing performances in seasons gone by. I think last season he had a steady season, and I don't think goalkeeper was a problem position. But if he does move on, then they've got to find the right replacement. But yeah, good keeper. Obviously very accomplished. But if he does go, then they can recoup some money, and I'd imagine he'd be one of the higher earners at the club as well. So. We'll see what happens there, but I wouldn't be shocked to see him leave, I don't think.
One of the best looking at the club as well.
He is, yeah. Very good looking.
So talking about good looking, John Ruddy is another one who's been offered a 1-year contract.
He has.
Look, a dependable number 2. I know a few people don't like him, but look, as far as number 2 goes, and clubman as well, and someone to have around the dressing room and supporting the staff, and obviously can keep as well, to be fair to him. Does he get a bit of a rough end of the stick sometimes, do you feel, with fans? I mean, you just need a dependable number 2, don't you? He knows he's not going to be number 1. He obviously was frustrated at the time when Patricio was brought in. As you can understand, you want your players to play. They want to be playing every single week. But if he's supporting, if he's not one who's kicking and stomping behind the scenes, and he's very much the flip side of that, and he's very supportive, like I say, not only with the players but with the goalkeeper, with the staff, with everyone. You want him to sign, don't you? That's just done and dusted. There's bigger areas of priority than the backup goalkeeper.
Well, ultimately the decision is his. It's whether he wants to stay or whether he wants to try and pursue being a number 1 elsewhere. But if he's happy to sign, then Wolves are of course happy to keep him. They've made him an offer, and him staying around, you don't want to be in a position really, I don't think, this summer where you're having to completely overhaul your goalkeeping department.
You don't want to be signing 2 keepers really, do you?
No, and especially with a new manager coming in and a new goalkeeping coach coming in as well. I think Ruddy could be an important person to bridge that gap, to be honest. A new goalkeeping coach coming in, if
It's my save.
if Patricio does leave and then there's a new number one, I think it'd be important to have that familiarity. I think of course Ruddy has made a couple of errors in these games when he's came in, but I think that's any keeper that's been a number two and he's out in the cold for months on end and then comes in. I think there's the risk of that with anybody, to be honest. Ruddy's had an accomplished career. He's a really well respected figure in the dressing room, very popular, cracks a joke when needed and disciplines people when needed. You hear him talking on a match day. It's him and Connor Cody, they're the two big voices. So I don't think he should be Wolves' number one, but if he's happy to stay as Wolves' number two, I don't see any problem with that.
That's the end of the goalkeepers. It's Wednesday and tomorrow will be the
Defenders.
We'll see you then. Sorry about the noise. We're going to be quieter next time, okay?
Yes.
We'll see you tomorrow.